So, Switch needs SD cards, supposedly, if it's going to go past the 32 gigabyte limit that's on the games right now.
The game cartridges.
So basically think back, expansion packs and things like that. Nintendo 64! So, basically what they're saying is, okay, you have a game, and if it needs more than the 32 gigabytes, you gotta go out and get an SD card.
Yeah, and I feel like...
Download the rest of the game somewhere.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
And install it on the Switch.
That I'm unsure
So
of.
you can play the rest.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's basically how it is.
So you have to. So your system registers that you have the game card.
Yeah.
And then once you download off the game card, it pulls it from the internet to pull the rest of it off.
It's like DLC, I guess.
Yeah, it's like downloading your own DLC, but to take it out of the computer and put it back in the system instead of just downloading DLC up there.
You can play the physical game if you get the disc. You can play the physical game up to a point. Like, you can't play certain parts of the...
Just before the boss battle.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, SD cards are cheap.
Yeah.
Really shouldn't be a problem.
This won't be
but
like
this
the
is
Vita.
just
they're going to come out with custom cards you got to put in there.
There is
just tacking on problems that I have in regards to something silly like this, or the party chat system, which is...
Yes, yeah.
Dumb.
So basically... Well, see, what I don't understand...
It's like a memory card.
Well, it's going to be like that, but I don't understand why they don't just come out with two 32 gigabyte cartridges for the game. So, okay, then you can
64?
put one in the game cartridge, and then have an SD card that comes with the game and put it in the SD cartridge.
Or they just make the cards bigger.
Yeah, they could just up the limit to 64 gigs.
Which I don't understand why they made it 32 gigabytes. This day and age, yeah, I get it, but like the 64 gigabytes for SD cards, they're not that bad.
Same reason why there's party chat.
Yeah,
into the system.
that's right.
That's cut costs.
Yeah, cut costs. So, but unfortunately, if they do go any higher, they might actually charge more for a game. What?
Nah, I don't think they would.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, there's already like a Switch tax in some games. Like some games like $10 more. Like Puyo Puyo had $10 more. There's also I can't.
There was something else that came out that they had to fix the price on.
I'm not sure.
No one's buying
us.
us.
It was too expensive.
Yeah.
It was an indie game.
Yeah, well,
that makes sense.
It's just, it wouldn't be surprised if they did up the price for Switch games, like Switch versions of games, if that happens, just because they're really cutting costs everywhere, saving money because they want to sell this console at a certain price point, and they've already cut everything, like the party chat, like you said.
Party chat.
Yeah. So,
crazy,
they've already got us hyped for the console. Now they're just pulling the rug out under us slowly.
That's a very interesting... Now, what was I forget what the gigabyte limit was for a Blu-ray disc for PS4, because I know they're double layered.
I don't know.
Something like that. But I know it wasn't 32
sure.
gigs. It was a lot more than that. But it's interesting because you take a game like Skyrim coming out for Switch. Now, do you know if that's going to be all on a 32 gigabyte? Because the game that spawned this is... NBA.
Yeah.
Like, of all things, an NBA game. That usually has...
Probably poorly optimized. That's
emotionless...
Well, no, supposedly the game itself is like the full NBA game. But it's running at 30 frames, not 60 frames. And it's funny because evidently NBA's been running at 60 frames since the Dreamcast era.
Oh.
So the Switch is, in order to, I think, get the full version with all the different features of NBA 2K18 for the same features that are on Xbox One and PS4, they're going to have to drop the frame rate down. And I don't know if it's a power thing with the Switch, which it probably could be, or if it's just a matter of they have to focus on the features over the frame rate.
See, this doesn't for a game like that, it really doesn't make sense. Like, you get a game like, for instance, on the PlayStation Final Fantasies, they'll come on many discs just because of the size of it. And then once you get through that disc, you put in the next disc. With this, like, it doesn't make sense. What are you going to add to it? Like, what are you adding the frames? Is it going to give you 60 frames?
That's a power.
Yeah, I was going to say. So what? So if you put the extra SD card in, what does that make the crowd do a wave?
Maybe.
Is that like what it does?
It might add I don't know. It could, like I said, it could just be the certain game modes, or it could be certain features like a campaign. I haven't played NBA in a long time, so I don't know.
I know, but like
halfway through the campaign, it's like insert disc 2.
Just kidding. I meant SD card.
To do a layup, please insert disc 2. To pass the ball, please insert disc 1.
The nail in the coffin.
It really doesn't make sense of how this is going to work. You know, it would make sense if you're like, oh, for Skyrim, you're going to get the full game, but you have to buy this extra SD card just to give you the extra textures or something like that. But then it's like, this is NBA.
And again,
this is a sports game.
It's nitpicking. You can get an SD card very cheap. It's just an oversight. And it could just be very, very well, too, is that they were so unsure about whether or not the Switch was going to be successful that a lot of the developers were waiting. They were like, all right, I don't know how this is going to go. It's not a problem right now. We'll worry about it when it's a problem, when these games get over 32 gigabytes. And now it's a problem.
and it still boggles my mind that NBA was the one to do this.
It's going to be at WWE, I'm assuming, too. WWE's been done by 2K. That's probably going to be something very similar. And WWE, it's not just, like, WWE 2K has, like, entrances and songs and crazy nonsense that goes on. And, like, body slamming physics. Somebody help me.
Like, no, you're on your way. I can't help.
But, like, there's a lot more to that game. So my assumption is that game would be larger in size as well. So it's probably going to run into the same thing. But the thing is, though, John, you get a large enough SD card, you're good for both games.
Could it be bad coding? Yeah, but what do you, like, how does it work? Do you download the actual rest of, like, this patch online? And then you go, see, what doesn't make sense is, I mean, you stick the SD card in, and I guess you have to go through the game to whatever the online marketplace is on the Switch, download the rest of the stuff.
Along with whatever update comes through.
Yeah, and then it's going to read off that to play the rest.
It's like buying a diet soda, but a game.
Elaborate on that.
It's really not.
I was like,
that was a terrible analogy.
You didn't get the full effect. So you wanted Diet Coke.
No, I'm trying to think of like a better analogy here. Like, let's really think about this.
If you want to stick with soda, like you pop rocks and soda.
It's like getting a rotisserie chicken, but you're missing one of the legs. And in order to get that leg, you have to go back and buy it from the store.
You have to get your SD card, right? Download that leg, put it in your car.
And if you're a dark meat lover like moi, I want the leg.
I like it.
Yep. Gold right there.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's better. It's a better one.
But, I mean, I don't know. Chris, what do you think?
I think we should go to Taco Bell.
So, I don't know. For me, this is kind of... I mean, I see them...
It's just weird. It's an oversight.
It is a very weird thing. And I don't know, like you said, is it just 2K games and this is...
It's going to be... I'm almost willing to predict that it's going to be Skyrim.
Yeah, I think...
It's going to be Skyrim, too.
I think most ports from other consoles are going to have this problem, but first party won't have this problem. At least for a while.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think they're developing based on what they could probably fit on the SD card.
And so I think the biggest game of the Wii U, which was I think Xenoblade Chronicles X, was 22 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and considering the Wii U's hard drive was like 32 gigabytes.
Yeah.
But if they get even a little bit higher than that, that's fine. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. And if that is a problem for Nintendo, eventually they'll just up the limit.
They're going to have to.
So, yeah, then it won't be a problem anymore.
And on the bright side, it's not like you have to go out and buy a proprietary card.
Yeah,
look at
like
you, PlayStation Vita. That is outrageously priced.
Although there might be like Nintendo branded SD cards.
Don't get them.
You could get any generic one, but there's the Nintendo branded ones with Mario on it, and you want that one.
Send your hate mail to Jonah at. Actually, what's your Twitter handle again?
JonahManX.
Send it there.
Send it there.
Just full on force of anger
on Twitter
with pitchforks,
angry gifts,
and torches.
Or sponsor us, Nintendo.
I mean,
for the idea.
I would see them upping the gigabyte limit, but then also maybe adding something where you have 2 card slots, so the games could come with the 2 cards.
Well, that would be the other option.
Do you think they actually use 100% of that room in that little plastic cartridge?
Hell yeah.
Jonah knows.
Yeah, I have a Switch. The entire side is just Switch cartridge. That's how big it is. It's very big. It's large.
And then it shrinks down like Santa Claus going into a chimney just before you put it in the Switch.
Yeah, you just add water and it just shrinks.
Did you beat Zelda yet?
No, I'm halfway through though. I got 2 of them down. 2 of those big guys.
You're never going to finish it. You have
There's a time limit?
You have like 4 hours.
Oh God,
5 hours.
I forgot it.
Yeah, 5 hours
And
until
then
your life is over.
Until you dedicate your life to
Until
something
Destiny
else.
2 comes out and nothing else matters. Hyrule don't mean shit.
So technically, this topic doesn't even matter because what do we care?
Exactly.
Video games after Destiny? No, it's the apocalypse.
Hi,
industry's
Carmine.
over.
Thanks for coming, pal.
So,
You know, it's funny. Every time Jonah goes, it's like, oh man, Nintendo should sponsor us. They're never going to sponsor us.
No, we'll be just hammer away at them, and they'll eventually cave.
see,
Because we talk mad shit.
yeah, but it's not shit. It's nitpicking.
Nitpicking.
To game fans,
This is nitpicking, because this is a small
we
little
are
thing.
trying to help better you.
Help me to
Nintendo.
help you. Help me to help you.
Well, you won't do it, though.
I don't see how.
But
It's
you
not
get
really
it
help.
there.
It's like you're not going to get a fix for this unless they increase the size or redesign the system.
You know, they're sitting on a warehouse full of 32 gigabyte blanks, and they're like, what have we done?
That tastes really bad. Yeah.
That's because it's sitting on rotten fish. They
Why
share
rotten
the
fish?
warehouse
What are you talking about?
of the 32 gigabytes of.
That's
SD
where the
cards.
bitter taste comes
That's
from.
where the bitter
rotten
taste
fish.
comes
You
out.
know,
They're sharing the
John,
warehouse.
every time
They're cutting costs, and they have to share the space.
This is a problem.
It is
Every-
a problem.
No,
Every
I'm in
time.
between you is the problem.
I'm just very passionate about.
Jonah
What I
says the
have to
weird
say.
stuff. Why are you saying weird stuff?
He's on this side.
Oh.
It
Is that what it is?
That's how it is.
Chris is the barrier, and when Chris is not here, it just ends with Jonah. You got to have some sort of sanity.
It's a buffer,
It is a buffer.
as they say.
However, this 32 gigabyte thing is insanity, and
It's not. I mean, oversight.
it's
Sponsored
an
by
oversight.
insanity.
But I guess better to do something like this than have a half-ass
Ass-hat?
Having an ass hat.
ass half
Half the ass.
An ass-
half-ass
An ass half full.
version.
Cancel the podcast.
An ass half full version of Skyrim.
Half full.
On the Switch. So they make your experience better by making you buy an SD card, which you probably already have, so it's not a big deal. Carmine's dying. Way to ruin his life cycle.
Chris.
What? Anyway, guys, what do you think about this craziness? Let us know down in the comments.
Is it craziness? Are we nitpicking?
Yeah.